Hello everyone, this is Isidore and today I'm bringing you my beginner's guide to Warhammer End Times Vermintide. Vermintide is a cooperative first-person hack and slash, but it regrettably lacks a tutorial of its own, which is why I often see new players struggling with the various aspects of the game. Thus, I decided to create this guide, giving new players all the information they need to successfully survive the Skaven onslaught. When you start the game, you will have to select one of the 5 different heroes. It's important to mention that your choice of hero is not that vital, it's the weapon that hero uses that really matters. Each hero has its own arsenal of weapons which you'll steadily gain through loot drops as you complete missions, and it's these weapons that define your playstyle. Each hero can equip one melee weapon, or weapon set, and one ranged weapon. While some weapon types are shared between different classes, such as crossbows being used by both the Witch Hunter and the Dwarf Ranger, each weapon is always only usable by one character. Each weapon has a number of different stats that determine how effective it is under specific circumstances. Damage and attack speed are simple. Higher damage means more damage per attack. Higher attack speed means the weapon will swing faster or shoot faster than other types of weapon. The target's stat gives you an impression of how many Skaven the weapon can hit at once. A greatsword, for instance, can cleave through multiple enemies at once, while a Dwarven Grudge Raker will fire a spray of pellets that can hit multiple Skaven. The knockback stat gives you an indication of the impact the weapon has on Skaven. Higher knockback means it can stagger or even knock down Skaven, while a very low knockdown stat may mean the weapon doesn't stop Skaven at all. Range is a stat that applies to ranged weapons only, and it indicates how accurate the weapon is at longer ranges. The Elven Bow, for instance, has very long range, while the Blunderbuss barely has any at all. Some weapons will also have special effects. These include armor piercing, headshot, burning, or poison. Armor piercing means the weapon will ignore the armor on heavily armored special Skaven, such as storm vermin, which normal weapons would otherwise bounce off of. Headshot means the weapon deals even more damage than normal when you land headshots with it. Burning and poison both add small damage over time effects to the weapon in question. At the start of the game, you'll only have one ranged weapon and one melee weapon for each hero. However, every time you finish a mission, you'll be able to gain new weapons. These will also have a rarity value indicated by colors. These are, in order from lowest rarity to highest, white, green, blue, orange, and red. Higher rarity weapons will always deal more damage than lower rarity weapons of the same type. In addition, by spending upgrade tokens, you can unlock special traits on these weapons that add further special effects, like a chance to get health back whenever you kill an enemy, or increases the effectiveness of pushing with this weapon. Once you've gathered a collection of different weapons for your favorite hero, you may start wondering which one you want to use, but there's no genuinely bad weapons. Just pick the ones you think suit your playstyle best. Ranged weapons are pretty unique individually, so I won't try to explain all of those, but melee weapons can generally be organized in different categories. One-handed melee weapons are the most versatile. They attack reasonably fast, hit reasonably hard, which makes them a good choice for just about any situation. Large two-handed weapons rely on their broad swings and heavy damage per hit. These are your main crowd control weapons, hitting and knocking back or outright killing large packs of Skaven with every swing, but their low DPS makes them clumsy against anything that won't die in one hit. Dual-wielded weapons attack extremely fast, which gives them a very high damage per second, perfect for dealing with special Skaven of all types. But their lack of reach and the fact that they can't hit a lot of targets at once makes them hard to use effectively if you're surrounded. The shield and one-hander combo turns you into a sort of tank. The weapon your shield is paired with works like a normal one-hander of that type, but attacks slightly slower because of the shield. Meanwhile, the shield gives you a total of 5 stamina, compared with the 3 stamina you'll normally get. I'll get back on stamina later in the video, but if you're using a shield, your responsibility will usually be to try and keep Skaven off of your allies. Having a good mixture of these different weapon types in your team is often critical to success. You will also have slots for trinkets for your hero, starting with 1 and getting a total of 3 once your account hits level 30. At first, the only trinkets you will have access to are the purple trinkets that increase the drop rates of weapons for a specific class. Only use these once you've found your favorite class, otherwise they are a waste to equip. Over time you'll find other trinkets that also have benefits in combat directly. Before you go on missions, you will start at the inn, your hero's base of operations. Here you can select your next mission, use the various facilities, change your gear, or if you're bored, shoot at the furniture. Next to the fire is an anvil that will give you access to the forge. The forge is an instrument you can use to make new weapons or upgrade existing ones. The 3 applications of the forge are fusing, upgrading, and salvaging. Fusing means you take 5 random weapons of the same rarity and fuse them into a new random weapon of a rarity 1 step higher than that of the weapons you fused together. This method is most efficient if you have no use for salvaging the weapons you have. Upgrading allows you to unlock the special traits of your rare weapons. This costs upgrade tokens per unlock, which you can gain through salvaging. The needed upgrade tokens are 1 step lower than the rarity of the weapon you wish to upgrade. So a weapon with blue rarity requires green upgrade tokens to unlock its special traits. Salvaging means you destroy a weapon to get upgrade tokens with the same color as that weapon's rarity. Another facility is the Shrine of Solace. This facility works similar to the Forge, giving you a way to get new weapons and improve existing ones. Here you can use Pray, Offer, and Invocate. Pray lets you spend upgrade tokens to get a new weapon of the same rarity as the upgrade tokens you spent. To do so, drag the special trinket related to the hero you want a new item for to the open slot in the Pray menu. Then select whether you want a melee weapon or a ranged weapon. Picking random is cheaper token-wise, but you may not get something you like. Lastly, pick the type of token you want to sacrifice. This will determine the rarity of the new weapon. If you're unhappy with the special traits your weapon has, you can sacrifice a few tokens of equal rarity to the weapon to get a new set of traits for that weapon by using Offer. You can then pick the new set or keep the old set. Be warned that if you had any traits on the weapon you had already unlocked through the Forge, the new set of traits will all be locked. Now, traits are randomly generated, which means sometimes 2 weapons of the same rarity will have the same trait, but one will have a weaker version of that trait than the other. You can use Invocate to reroll the randomized values of your weapon's traits, at the cost of a few tokens of equal rarity to that weapon. Lastly, there's also a bounty board in the room. At this place you can get quests and contracts that will grant you bonus rewards if you complete their specific objectives. Contracts you can complete in one mission and grant rewards such as upgrade tokens and special buffs you can't get otherwise. Quests usually take several missions to complete, but they grant weapons upon completion. And luckily, you can see both the weapon you will get, as well as the traits that weapon will have when you accept the quest. It's important to note that if you don't have the DLC, that some of the quests you get will be related to the DLC content and will as such be locked. That concludes our tour of the inn. Now, on to the battlefield. Just make sure you pick the hero you want to play before you start looking for a mission to join. You can't usually switch heroes once you're in-game. At the start of every map, you will find an inventory chest, much like the one in the inn, which you can use to alter your gear as required. However, if you join a mission that's already in progress, you won't get this opportunity. So make sure you pick the gear you want to use before you enter a mission. Throughout each mission, you'll likely find a bunch of gear and other tools that you can use to your benefit. Ammo crates will completely fill up your ammunition when used, and can be used an infinite number of times. They always spawn in the same places, so memorize where they are. Ammunition also comes in smaller packages found around the map. These will also completely restore your ammunition, but can only be used once by one character. There are also healing items scattered around the map. These take up your 3rd slot on the right of your screen, meaning you can only carry one of these around at a time. and come in the variants of healing draughts and medical supplies. Healing draughts only heal you for 30% of your health. Medical supplies heal you for 90% of your maximum health and can also be used on allies. If you like drugs, you can also use 2 different types of potions to temporarily buff your performance. These will take up the 4th slot on the right and come in the variants of potions of strength and potions of speed. Potions of strength dramatically increase your damage with melee and ranged attacks. Potions of speed increase both your movement speed and attack speed with both melee and ranged attacks. Your last and 5th slot is reserved for explosives. These come in 2 variants, fire bombs and bombs. Fire bombs explode with only a small amount of force, but set the whole area around the hit location on fire, dealing continuous damage to all Skaven within the area. Regular bombs explode with tremendous force and can kill entire hordes of Skaven at once. All of these consumables can also spawn in chests throughout the map. Chests always spawn in the same place, but their contents are often randomized. You won't know what's in them until you open them. It's also important to mention that there's a hidden stat called luck. Luck increases your chances of finding things in chests, and can only be raised by equipping certain trinkets. However, no matter what mission you're on, it's guaranteed to be full of Skaven. This concludes part 1 of my beginner's guide. Part 2 will be about different Skaven types and how to fight them, as well as combat mechanics. Thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe if you found the guide informative, and if you'd like to see more content in the future, please visit my Patreon. A link can be found in the video's description.